Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. And today we're going to make this fun card here. Very bright and cheerful card that I made for a blog hop this weekend, just gone. And the theme of the blog hop was to use the in colours, the 2020 to 2022 in colours. And I managed to incorporate all 5 colours on my card. So I had Misty Moonlight borders, Just Jade panel, Magenta Madness letters, Bumblebee letters, and Cinnamon Cider enamel dots. So I included all of the colours. So I'm going to make another one, again using all the colours, but using the colours in a different way. We're just going to make another version. So what we're going to do is take a piece of A4 card to make our card blank. Take my trimmer. And we're going to cut this I'm actually going to try and cut it in half today, so I'm going to do it at 14.8 centimetres, which should be just about half of that sheet. So if I put them together there, yeah, exactly. Right, and then just before I put my trimmer away, I am going to score at 10.5 to make our card blank. Like so, and then I am going to just take a piece of Magenta Madness. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it with this trimmer. I'm going to do it with my mini trimmer. You can do little slices with this trimmer, but actually, because it's just small, I prefer to use this one. This little trimmer was available as a joining offer at some point, and it now is available for demos to buy, but not for customers to buy. But if you joined Stampin' Up, if you were thinking about joining, you could actually add this to your starter kit or wait until you were a demo and then buy it. I think it's £9 something. It's not terribly expensive. I think that's right. Right, so I've just done 2 little stripes of Magenta Madness. One of them's a bit wider than I want, so I'm just going to do another one. It's not quite so wide. There we go. That's it. I want those 2 thin ones. That one's just a little bit too thick. Put that one out of the way. Right, so that's all of that I need. Okay, so I'm just going to burnish my card blank, and then I'm going to bring in a piece of Bumblebee patterned paper. And this patterned paper, the patterned paper that I used on this one was from the Flowers for Every Season pack. I've had 2 packs of that now, and I've used all of them. I love those papers. I've hardly got any of that, the second pack left. So today I'm using this, and this is from our family packs of for DSP. I'm just being distracted by the fact that actually it's got it in all the languages. I hadn't noticed that before. I thought it was all in English, but this is nearly all in French and German from what I can see. It says to love what we do and share what we do, I think. Let me find. To love what we do and share what we love. To love what we do and share what we... Yes, and I think it's just in all languages. Anyway, it just makes a pretty background. I like that subtle look. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Tombow and glue that down. It's going to be too big for my card, but I'll just trim that off afterwards. So, might be able... Now, it's not going to cover the whole front of my card. Might be able to butt that up there. Like so. That's straight. Yep, I think so. Then I'm just going to come and trim that off with my snips. Oh, actually, I'll wait because I need to trim these off as well, so I'll do the whole lot at once. So then we've got 2 little borders to put on here. So you can see I'm changing up the colours. On this one, I used green and blue here. Here I'm using the yellowy colour and the pink. That's not actually very much too long, but it is just slightly. So just a tiny bit of glue on here. Won't need very much. In fact, I'm going to put a few dabs. And then I'm going to come in with a cocktail stick and smooth that out a bit. just need a very, very fine layer of glue there. You don't need very much. It's only a tiny strip of card we're trying to stick. And that will just butt up against the DSP. So it looks like you might have cut a piece of pink and then laid that on top. But in fact, all you've used is a tiny border. And that means you've got nearly that whole sheet of card left to use, which is a very thrifty way of using your card. Because it's not expensive, I guess, but it's not cheap. And if you can make it go further, then why not? I do love this pink. I think this pink is my favourite colour from the new in colours. I'm not too sure about the bumblebee, but I seem to be using it quite a lot, so maybe I do like it. Wouldn't have said it was my favourite colour. It's too much like crushed curry, and that's a colour that I use very, very rarely. There we go. If you watch me for a while, you'll know the sort of colour schemes I like. They're very, could be pastel, could be bright, but then they're not these dull, turgid colours. I don't know if that's the right word, but hey. Right, that's our background done. So now we're going to do our oval. So I have die cut already an oval out of Whisper White with this die, and I'm just going to see. This is how I keep my dies, the ones that don't match with a stamp set. And it's this one, so it's the second biggest oval from the layering oval set that I have used there. And then the letters are from the Playful Alphabet. Just let me bring them in here. They're lovely. And you can see you get doubles of some letters. You get doubles of all the vowels, or most of the vowels, apart from the U. And you get double L, double P, lots of doubles. And when they come in the pack, and there's an outline, so you can place the letters back on, but they're all muddled up, and I wanted mine in alphabetical order so I could find them, so I put mine onto a magnetic sheet. But if you wanted to keep them on the sheet that they came with, that's a very good way of knowing whether you've got any missing or not. There's numbers as well under there. I don't think I said that. Numbers under there, and then a few punctuation marks as well. So those are great. I'm loving those. But this is the first time I've used the letters. And what I've actually done, so I've die cut enough out of Just Jade to make my happy, but I die cut 3 of each and layered them so that they're nice and thick and chunky. Don't know if you can see on my previous card. Can you see the layers there? They're really nice, thick and chunky. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to take the Y. I've got a little bit of Tombow on a saucer here, so I'm just going to use that for the moment with a cocktail stick, because I want a very, very thin layer. I don't want much glue on here at all. And then just lay the next one on top there, and just use your fingers to manipulate it into place. And then come back in and do this. So you need 3 of each, die cut 3 of each letter to layer them up. You could do more if you wanted. I think 3 works really well, but you could try it with a bit thicker. Just gives a sort of a chipboard effect, really, sort of, you know, something a bit that they've been cut out of something a bit more substantial than just our cardstock. Right, okay, and then we're going to layer these onto our oval, and you just need to take a minute just to get the placement right. Make sure you're happy, because as you're doing the happy, make sure you are happy. So you can see, just maybe spread them out a little bit more and just leave them in place while you come back and stick. So I'm going to take my tweezers, still using my cocktail stick and Tombow liquid glue, and glue like so. So that one was about there. So it's not quite central because the H is bigger than the Y, so they just needed to be slightly over. Do the other P. This is quite a fun birthday card. It'd be quite nice for a child, actually, or actually if you weren't using in colours and used some sort of greys and things, you could make it quite nice for a bloke, I suppose. I'm always looking for variations of cards that I can use for men, because I'm so hopeless at male cards. And I've said on another post on my blog, none of the men I know seem to have an interest. You know, you see lots of cards with ships or boats or cars or beer or all sorts of things. None of the blokes that I know are into any of that stuff. You know, I've not got anyone that's into golf or football. None of them like those. My son is really into computers, so I suppose I could use that on his. My husband's quite musical, so quite often I use something musical for his cards. But I'm always looking for sort of general. My brother is quite hard. He's into exercise quite heavily, so he does triathlons and Ironman competitions. But I've used that theme quite a lot already. Right, I need to get the happy on here. How did I do the A? Did I do that a bit straighter? Straighten that up a bit. Lucky with the liquid glue, you can move them around a bit. Yeah, the H doesn't quite seem to want to sit quite as happily as the others. It's a bigger letter, and it's the one that's on the most curve. So it just took me a little while to manoeuvre it into place. But in the end, I'm not sure it matters too much. So there we go. That will do. There. And then that is going to layer onto there with a little bit more Tombow. So like I say, just take a little bit more time maybe with the layout and get them where you want them to be. I might have spent a little bit more time if I hadn't been videoing, but it's not very interesting to watch me placing things. There we go. That's all right though. There. And then I'm going to take the birthday. So I've used Bumblebee, Just Jade, Magenta Madness. I'm now going to use Misty Moonlight to put the birthday in there. I just need to poke out some of these shapes. And what I've forgotten to do, which I was going to say to you, this is from the Well Written die set. I love these dies. But when you do it, remember to hold on to the dot for the eye. And I didn't. So I now have no dot for my eye. So I'm going to have to, after this video, I'm going to have to go back and cut the little bit of the die that has the dot on it so I can add the eye before I do the pictures, do the photos for this card. So have a look at the photo and see whether I remember to do that. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue, not on every little bit, but just the bits that, you know, might stick up if they weren't glued down. You don't need it on all of them. Quite fiddly. You can do this with a sponge as well. You could put a little bit of Tombow on a saucer or something and use a sponge to sponge the glue on when you've got these fiddly die cuts. And that is going there. Like so. And like I say, I'm going to have to come back and do another O once I'm off camera. Right, and the last thing to do is to use cinnamon cider. And I used our enamel dots last time, and I'm again going to use our enamel dots. So, just going to take one off and place it. I'm going to change the positions of these, I think. I'm going to put one there. One there, and one at the top here. I work in threes with embellishments, so if I didn't think that was enough, I would do another two to make it 5, but that's fine. There, and that's our card finished. So there's the pair, one missing the dot on the eye, which will really annoy me until I sort that out, and the other one, and both using the In Colours, this year's In Colours, all 5 of them. So I hope you'll feel like having a go at that card. I hope you like it. I hope you like the Playful Alphabet letters. I think they're going to be fab to work with. I'm going to do some more experimenting and playing with those soon. But that's it from me today. Thank you for watching. If you want to buy any of the things I've used, do pop down to my shop. The link to my shop is below. The link to the blog post about this card is also below. And I'll see you soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye. Have a good day.